Sandy, you're one of the best-known models in Australia, and you're a photographic model of the year. How do you actually get away from it all? Is it sitting here at home painting eggs, or is it something more than that?
Oh, this is part of it. Walking in the park, just doing things that aren't work things I like to do.
Do you find you can entirely divorce yourself away from work, though?
The minute I leave the studio, I divorce myself from work.
Do you think many models can actually do that?
I think quite a few of them can, and then there are quite a few who really live modelling, and I think they're quite happy.
Did you actually go through a stage of being preoccupied with the whole modelling thing and then give it up?
Yes, once I was terribly preoccupied with my weight and how my hair was and whether my fingernails were broken or not. But I discovered that these things happen. Your hair's good one day and bad the next. Your fingernails break off. And the only thing to really do is to concentrate on being healthy, and then everything looks after itself.
Are there some jobs you actually prefer doing to others, regardless of how you're feeling on the day?
Yes, I prefer fashion work, I think, to anything else. Television commercials I like too.
Generations ago, people were taking tea and enjoying everything about it, except tea leaves. Messy, soggy tea leaves.
In fact, I like doing things where I can get away from being me and just become another character just for the occasion.
What sort of thoughts go through your mind when you're actually out there on a job?
If I'm really involved in the job, I try to imagine that I'm whatever character I'm trying to project. For instance, if it's a housewife cooking spaghetti, well, then I try to feel how it would be to be a good housewife cooking spaghetti. If it's a young romantic running along the beach with silver-crinned hair, well, I try to, I think of Ryan's daughter or something like that and become that for the occasion.
Do you ever think that you're becoming typecast at all? Do you ever get one particular type of work and not much else?
At one stage, I was doing a lot of 30s work, 30s and 40s, that sort of period. I don't really think I've become too typecast because I'm able to change my image.
It seems that models in Melbourne are very different to models in Sydney. How does it vary between states?
Yes, well, I've never actually worked in Sydney for a long period, but I think the girls there are more European orientated in Sydney. They seem to me to be. In Melbourne, there are quite a few creative models, but the rest of the girls seem to be very much the safe type of pretty model, if you know what I mean. I think very few of them would be brave enough to turn up in jeans and their hair in plaits to a studio and then become the model once they get there. Most of them go looking like the model, if you know what I mean.
When in fact is the time to give up the career? When the looks are going, or when you find yourself a husband, or what is it?
I think it just really depends. There are lots of matron models, so I think that if you're very clever, you could go on modelling until you're an old lady, especially with television.
Would you like to do that?
Oh, I hope not.
So where do you think you'll be in about 5 or 10 years' time?
Well, if I pursue acting, maybe I'll be acting, but I should hope that I'll be happily at home with a brood of children.